Hello, beautiful combabes! Welcome. I'm here with Angela Camacho, or the Bonita Chola, and we are going to talk about how you can use the internet to fight for social justice all during the pandemic, because we know that this has been a difficult time for everyone, including activists. We're also going to do this beautiful little overlined red eyeliner look. It's so cute. A little bit more about Angela. Is an indigenous descent, creative, bruja community organizer, and ancestor in the making. She brings together communities, artists, activists to explore issues of sexism, environmental crises, multinational exploitation, housing, welfare, for refugees and migrants, and she has worked with amazing groups such as the Wretched of the Earth. Okay, let's get started.
Yes.
Do you want to show us your little morning routine?
Yes.
Because you have a very specific morning routine that I was
Yes.
very interested in, and I think people would love to hear about it.
Well, as you know, I'm 43, so I'm a señora. I'm a señora. I consider myself a señora. I'm very specific of what I'm using. So normally what I do at nighttime is very similar what I do in the morning. I do both things. So in the evening, I just use CeraVe. It's just a big humongous spot. Very like I think so. You buy a specific like drugstores here or pharmacies, or you just get it like online. And it's just very basic. Like dermatologists, they will tell you like. And then at nighttime, I put rose hip oil. It has like natural, apparently, like very little studies. That is good for your skin, it's good for scarring, it's good for pigmentation, it's good for like little wrinkles and this and that. So I've been using this, and my mom used to use this. Like it's been for centuries been used. And then I use this one, Salud Bella, which was a present. This is expensive. This is like 120 pounds.
Oh my God.
Such a tiny bottle, isn't it? It's just like, it doesn't even smell like pretty. It just smells like herbs, like grass,
like crushed
grass.
And now you've got great skin.
Now I got amazing skin. I'm glowing. And then in the morning when I wake up, I do wash my face again. So I just leave it there for like 20 seconds or so, and then I just take it out. I don't even rub it or anything like that. Like, do not rub your face. It's not good for you.
Really?
Well, no, like scrubbing your face is not good. So all those scrubs, don't do it. They're not good for your skin, and it's not good for the environment because they have like little particles of plastic in there.
that I know.
So like,
I literally did one this morning though.
but it feels so good, isn't it? But no, it's not good for you. It's not good. Don't do that. I do that.
Learning so much. This is great.
I'm very obsessive with my creams, as you can see. And then I use Neutrogena Hyper Boost. We cannot have enough of that. What it does is just it sustains the water, the moisture, like in your skin, up to like 200 or 300 times the amount of the moisture or whatever it sustains. That's amazing.
Like you can get hyaluronic acid quite cheaply on the market, and then get like a basic moisturizer. And then you have beautiful skin for about 10 pounds.
Yes. So that's what I do in the morning, and then and then I just put, after that, I put my sun protection. La Roche-Posay, very important.
We cannot overstate this.
No. You doesn't matter whatever you do before this. If you don't do this, that's it. It's just like
bye-bye skin.
Bye-bye skin. You're gonna get wrinkles. And it's a very good habit. Like my son has been using like this as a moisturizer. I just tell him, I rip it off. And say, oh yeah, it's sun protection, but it has a bit of sun protection. It's moisturizer. So he puts every morning now.
How to trick yourself.
How you trick yourself. It doesn't leave you a cast. If you're a POC person, it doesn't leave you a cast. Because you know, it's just it's white, like grey. I don't want to be dust. So I use in the morning, and then mid-morning, around like 10, I put it again. And then I put it again at 2 p.m. And then I go home and they wash my face, and then I put it again, like 3 or 4 times. Minimum 3 times a day. Because if you put your sun protection only once, hello, it's gone. Like, and what I've been doing as well the last year is infrared light. I bought myself an infrared light lamp, and I just do it every night, like every 2 or 3 days a week. So I have the little sun, and you know, it's very good for like producing or trying to stimulate collagen. How do you say that?
Collagen.
Collagen. but the skin looks so nice with the red light, infrared light.
I mean, look at her skin. Oh my god. Look, this is a 43-year-old woman. You guys, like, this is...
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's start with the real business now. Let's get down to the eyes. So, we're gonna do the beautiful sort of winged eyeliner, but also like overlined, and it's all gonna be red. It's gonna be gorgeous.
I love red.
So basically, you do a very thin line of red. So you take your... I mean, I'm taking like a crayon for like a lip pencil basically, but you can take anything as long as it's like a little bit oily in texture, because it'll help you like navigate the whole thing. And then you take the shape of the eye and you flick it towards the top, and you do like a normal eyeliner. Like this is normal eyeliner stuff, you know, you've seen it in my other videos, nothing to be scared of. But you go a little bit higher with the flick than you would normally do, a little bit higher.
When the pandemic kind of like flourished here in UK, like we were wondering here, like, oh, what's gonna happen when it hits Latin America? And as soon as it started hitting in Latin America, one of the first countries that it got it very, very bad for the beginning, and it still is very bad, is Ecuador. So I do have like I do a lot of Instagram. I like Instagram the most. I think in all these, you know, apps and social apps, and I was just talking to, just basically it was very organic. I was just talking to my friends, saying like, what's happening, what's going on, how are you, how's everything, what can I help you, what can I do, what can we do. Literally one of the first things that happens, not only during the pandemic, but it happens always. The narratives that they have more light, more spotlight in international media is, you know, USA, UK, a bit of Europe, if so, and that's it. And then that, you know, it has like, you have like a media block with the rest.
Yeah,
so
because right now the pandemic is hitting Latin America so much.
Well, yes,
they're in the middle of it, and we hear nothing about it.
Nothing.
We hear nothing.
Nothing. It's terrible. So organically, I just asked my friends, like, do you want to do an Instagram live? You know, I have this platform and I have these followers, like we should do it. My Instagram is like an extension of the work that I do in, you know, in outside the red, like outside the internet. So I thought like, okay, and it's basically that, like my friends need to be here, that they want to have that feeling that I want someone to hear us. And so it happened with I did it with one friend that organized in Ecuador, and they were doing a lot. They were actually in all these places, and then after that, like another friend saw the Instagram live, and they were like, oh, can we do a live with me too? I'm in Bolivia. And it's like, okay, fine. So they said, this is happening in Bolivia, you know, this is a military coup, but we have the pandemic as well, this is the situation. I was basically just to talk about what's happening in these countries that they don't have media coverage internationally, like very little. But especially because, you know, I have a lot of followers that they are from my community here in UK. And then, you know, which news are we gonna consume? Who's gonna, you know, like tell this news? Which is the narrative? Like, are they being telling things the right way or the wrong way? Because there is a way of like telling, you know, information without being biased. So we just basically that. So I end up doing like during the pandemic for a couple of months, lives, 2 or 3 lives, up to 4 or 5 lives a week. So it was very intense, but it was very necessary, to be honest. And another thing that I use Instagram for is just to archive memories as well, to archive histories of a woman in the history of Latin America, what is called Latin America now. So it's just basically as it happened in history, in all the world, in all the territory, it's being whitewashed. So there's a lot of histories that we don't know, and so I'm trying to archive those in a very beautiful way as well, because the pictures that I remember when I was studying in school, in primary school, very little information. They were terrible. They were like horrible, like horror like pictures. And I don't want to remember. Like, I know that all those things happens, but I don't want to remember, especially when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like that way.
The trauma.
And especially when you're a kid that actually look that way.
Mm-hmm.
And you are a descendant of that, you know, like group of people.
Yeah, and like the thing about your Instagram account is it is very like aesthetically pleasing, right? You do collages, you do a lot of art, and it's kind of like all the archiving that you're talking about, and like all the communication and like, you know, prevention of whitewashing of the news that you're doing is like, there's like a big focus on it being really pretty.
Really pretty.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Like really super cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. I really like pastel colors. And it's just literally that, like creating something that is beautiful that we never had before. We know indigenous people, people of color, black people is associated with dust, with dirt, with terrible things that yes, they did happen. But I want to remember like the beautiful and the wholesome and the soft, you know, moments too. But it's not only me. There is a lot of people who's doing it. TikTok is amazing. Like
you heard it here first. TikTok is amazing.
It's amazing. There is a whole group of indigenous kids in TikTok. It's just awesome. They go like, yes, they do this dance and they go like, yeah, colonialism, yeah, white supremacy, yeah, like it's just so nice. Like
I'm gonna post about it on the link on the bottom.
To, you know, destroy white supremacy and colonialism is, you know, like when you just embrace it.
So this is what I did with Angela's eyes. I basically, what you want to do is you want to take the oily texture and really like get up on the eye, and then because here you go. Because Angela has hooded eyes, I put it a little bit over the crease, but normally you kind of want it like just in the crease, and don't put it too far if you're putting it in the crease because it will smush and it won't be cute. When you're done with the shape, you kind of seal it with a red eyeshadow, because if you don't, then it's gonna smush a little bit, whereas this like kind of dries it out, so it's nicer, and also like the pigmentation is so much harder if you want to look weird.
Yeah, and pretty.
Yay! And so then now we're gonna move on to the section, basically just take a sort of glittery, shimmery, or glimmery, if you want to go with that, eyeshadow that you are going to put in the center of the eyelid, and be really, really careful to not sort of touch the end of it. Organizing on the internet is, as like the example that you've given, it's a great opportunity to take the more seductive aspects of capitalism, the seductive aspects of consumerism,
to shift
turn them against them.
Yeah, to shift them and to use everything that we can just to destroy these systems, or to keep fighting basically.
Yeah.
And it is, yes, that, you know, this is like tools that capitalism create for us to be seduced and for us to be, you know, for us to consume. But, you know, we need to be clever and wise, and we need to be able to shift this situation and these dynamics. So that's what I've been doing with Instagram specifically.
And you created your own filter.
I created my own filter. Actually, I commissioned someone because I tried, and guess what? It's very hard. It's not easy things. Like, hats off.
What made you get the idea to commission your own filter? And how did you decide like to build it?
I saw someone that posts like, oh yeah, I have my own filter, and then they tag the person, the designer, and I go like, you know what, I'm gonna ask, because these kids, they use a lot of filters, and kids these days. So again, let's shift this, let's change it, let's change the narrative. So but at the beginning, one of the things that I was very in shock, and it was very hard for me as a person of color, it was just like all these filters made me white. I was just like,
in terms of like the bone structure,
my nose, the color, my complexion, my eyes, my shaping the face. I was just like, can't please white supremacy give us a break and like stop? Don't do it. Like,
don't touch my face.
Give us this one. All of them, They changed my nose, the shape of my face, very scary ones. They turned me into white complexion, and it was just like, hell no. So that was the idea. I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna just commission a filter, and then which is literally, I just want to have like just something that minimizes my pores, gives me a nice, like maybe like eyelashes, like the idea that I put that some mascara, not crazy eyelashes, like very long ones, but like a little bit, and that's it. That's all I want. And then I go like, well, like Sunshine commissioned this, like I just put some words in my cheeks. So one of them says decolonize your feminist. The other one says,
is it like white supremacy tires me, or
yeah, white supremacy tires me. The police doesn't look after me. My girlfriends do. And one of them, it hit 2 million views.
Yes,
crazy.
But this is it, right? This is like
is crazy.
Politically aware counterculture.
Yes,
yes. It sounds so dumb to say I put a filter on Instagram and it helps fight against white supremacy, but if white supremacy is on Instagram filters, then that's that
is what we need to do.
And you can like write a really long, really complicated academic paper on why Instagram filters are racist and promote white supremacy, or you can make a badass, cute filter.
Yes,
just
shifting all these tools that normally they're like create to destroy us, and these filters are created as well just to trying, for me as a person of color, to try to hate myself, and that will push me to buy and consume all these other things, that capitalism give us, for me to try to be white.
I guess then like how to use the internet is not really how to use the internet, it's more like how to use the internet smartly to get what you want, right? Because like if capitalism and white supremacist systems are like incredibly smart and like incredibly seductive, this is what we have to be as well. We have to be super smart about what kind of content we put out, I guess, on the internet, and like how it's gonna, if it's not attractive to people, then like we just won't watch it. Like that's
but then that's another thing, like I'm very conscious that I need to make my content very attractive. I'm very like cute. I'm very, at some point, even sexy, because Instagram hates me and the algorithm hates me. So sometimes when I say, for example, capitalism way too much, or white supremacy way too much, or like, I don't know, God knows, racism way too much, my content doesn't show. So what I do is I put like picture of me in a bikini. I'm ready to show my tits in any minute because it's just not happening. But it works. It's just so stupid. You actually put like Insta stories with a bikini and the word actually sexy, and then all of the sudden I have like 3,000 people actually went and see that story. And then if I put news, the Amazon is burning, they're killing us.
20 people.
Like 300 people tops. We just need to be like, more strategic about what we want to like show, or what we want to consume, and how we can use this. I will just say to people, for example, I don't know if you're into fitness, like you can talk about that, like how this affects you as well, how white supremacy affects you as well, what to consume or what not to consume, what you're gonna buy or not, and why you're buying this. Be more conscious about it and actually talk about it, because actually people is very interested about like I think so we're in the space that people wants to know.
There's so much going on with fitness, and like the way that fitness channels also promote white supremacy. Like, I mean, certain bodies, for instance, like there is one type of body that is acceptable.
Everything is built at the top of these systems, so everything is gonna be affected by these systems. From what we eat, from which makeup do we use, which filters, what filters do, which music are we gonna listen, where we live, the air that is in this area of town, if we have enough bus system or tube system in this area. Everything is built on the top of these systems that we're trying to destroy, or we're trying to fight for, like fight to destroy it. So you can literally just you know, like deconstruct every single post. You don't need to go full on, like, but you know, like the first step is always just start talking a little bit.
It's not as complicated as you would think to like start talking about it, because for instance, you can start talking about your own experience, like that's completely fine. And, you know, you can do like a little tiny bit of research. In order to be like a, you know, a positive influence in the fight against all of these forces, it isn't necessary for you to have a degree in what you're talking about. It really, really isn't. Like, and to be honest, I don't want to listen to people with degrees anymore. I'm kind of bored of them, and I have degrees.
And I don't have one.
Yeah, and
I
you really don't want to listen to people with degrees, you know? It's not about like dumbing down anything either. It's just like, think about where people are at and try to meet them where they're at. Yeah, you can't really speak now, can you?
I know.
It's my time to shine. She keeps on looking at herself.
I know, because I don't have a mirror here. I can't help it. We should just turn around. So it's just like literally just that you've been able to use, again, as we say before, all these tools for them to shift and just make these tools that they've been created for us to be destroyed, to use, you know.
Yeah. And you make a really good point about like the sort of core of how a certain platform works. So like Instagram works entirely off aesthetics. Like there is no avoiding the aesthetics.
Yeah, Instagram is like an eye-catchy, like, you know, app. So like good colors, good designs. Yeah. It sells in Instagram. People go straight away, oh, what is this? And then it's like, okay, you know, boy, we're gonna talk about deforestation.
Gotcha. You can say as much as you want if you have like a bad quality picture. Or, like,
no one's gonna see it.
No one's gonna see it. It's really harsh to say that, but it is. Whereas like Twitter is more about like catchy little
words,
hot takes, memes, you know, like that kind of stuff. And like pictures are kind of, they're cool, but like, you know. And like Facebook is a whole other story, and there's, you know, like
you're a dinosaur if you keep using Facebook as well. That's just like. But it has to do as well geographically. But you know what? In the global south, people use more Facebook, and that's why I'm still in Facebook. Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and all these other ones, they need faster broadband, which in the global south there is not everyone has access to faster broadband because it's much expensive.
So learn about all this stuff. I think it is really useful to know about all this stuff, like how each thing works, because then you can use all your strengths. Like if you take really cute pictures and then go on Instagram, if you are like a very witty person, then like use all the stuff and bring it to Twitter. Like, you know, this is,
I can use Twitter. I'm very slow.
Yeah, no, I can't.
With the writing, I go like, it's like, oh, too late. That is not in trend anymore. It's like,
Okay, this is the final look. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm so happy that you came to speak to me today. It was such a great discussion. And like, I learned a lot and everyone learned a lot. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming, Angela. And then I'll give you all the information that you need to follow her, to like see everything that she does and like everything that we talked about. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, because it's going to be a lot more this year. It's going to be great. Yay! Bye, combabes!